Welcome to Domestic Science!
Yes, welcome to Domestic Science, the comedy show so packed full of science and maths it may reach critical mass and collapse in on itself.
We're going to stuff you so full of bite-sized chunks of pure knowledgey goodness that you'll wake up tomorrow a certified genius.
For a narrow definition of genius.
We are Festival of the Spoken Nerd. That's me, geek songstress Helen Arney, with our experiments maestro, physicist Steve Mould, and the Australian mathematician who puts the fun into fundamental theorem of calculus, Matt Parker.
So, if you want to experiment along with us at home, you'll need a metal cake rack, a spoon and some string. Yes, you are really going to need those things.
First up, can you hear that tone? It's going up in scale. You should be able to hear it because the human auditory system is pretty good and can generally perceive sounds up to about 20,000 hertz. That's 6 octaves above middle D sharp. So if you listen to these rising tones I'm playing, they will keep getting higher and eventually hit a point where the frequency will be too high to hear. Any second now. Here it goes. Got to be a limit. Everyone get ready.
Make it stop!
Okay, we can actually stop that sound. Now, you would expect a rising tone to eventually get to the point where it can only be heard by dogs, bats, and bat-based superheroes. But this tone is not actually rising endlessly. That was a 12-second loop repeating forever. It's an audio illusion which tricks our brains into hearing a rising tone. It's been used in video games, psychedelic music, and even the film Dark Knight Rises to make the bat bike sound like it is constantly accelerating but never changing gear. Which makes Dark Knight Rises one of the more literal movie titles. This is actually called the Shepherd tone, named after cognitive scientist Roger... Just checking you're paying attention. It's actually Rogerson, but that's... No, it's Shepherd. It's Shepherd. It's a mixture of more than one tone. There is one main loud tone, but other quiet ones behind it. The loudest tone is indeed increasing in pitch, but as it does, it also starts to fade out, and a tone 1 octave lower fades in at the same time. Our brains are fooled. They completely miss the switch to a lower pitch, and the rising can seamlessly begin anew. A good analogy is the band The Sugar Babes. As one singer rises up, they slowly fade them out and fade a new singer in underneath without anybody noticing.
It's time to talk about the element in the room, and this week's element is potassium, okay? This is an element that is a little bit radioactive. Don't freak out, though, because tiny bits of radiation are coming at us all the time, from the ground under our houses, from cosmic rays hitting the earth, from the bananas in our fruit bowl. Yes, bananas are a great source of potassium, which you need to make your cells work, but that makes them naturally a little bit radioactive. But before you try and hold up a bank armed only with an innocent smoothie, bananas are not that radioactive. But that hasn't stopped someone coming up with the banana equivalent dose, the BED, which measures how radioactive things are and compares that to the number of bananas you would have to eat to get the same exposure. So I have made this into a song. What's the equivalent of?
An X-ray at the dentist.
About 50 bananas. And what's the equivalent of?
Living in Cornwall.
Yeah, that's 16 bananas. And what's the equivalent of?
Lying next to someone as you sleep.
Only half a banana.
Speak for yourself.
And
Grow up.
And what's the equivalent of?
Eating a banana.
That's 1 banana.
Oh, I see.
So what's the equivalent of?
A hospital brain scan.
20,000.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?